What's up guys, JJ here, and it is time for another FM Virtual Stadium Tour. That's right, I am back feeling better than ever, so let's get on with this. And as some of you may have already realised, today we are taking a look round the Parc de Paris, the home stadium of Paris Saint-Germain. Now, before I tell you anything else, or the first fact I have to tell you, as always, is the overall capacity. And of this stadium currently, it is 48,500 capacity. If I take you round it quickly, you can see it's pretty similar all the way round. Nothing particularly special to have a look at. It's your basic two-tiered stadium with where you can see the press and media boxes right on the main grandstand here. So I say currently 48,500 because of course Paris Saint-Germain, or PSG, were recently taken over by very, very rich Abu Dhabi owners. And as these owners do, they're looking to expand the stadium out. But if I just take you through the stadium's birth first of all, it was actually designed by a Robert Tilbad and was opened in 1972, and it was seen as a modern vision because the France capital of Paris needed a modern stadium to be able to host football and rugby matches. Of course, they're part of the Six Nations as well as football. They needed to be able to host rugby and football matches in their capital city of Paris. So it was opened in 1973. It was hugely acclaimed for its design, I think mostly the outside. But one thing I have got written down here that isn't actually in the game is that it's won an awards because in real life it has around 50 pillars on the inside of the stadium holding up the roof. I believe they're on the inside. And they've actually won several awards for that. Apart from that, because it was the largest stadium in France for a long time, it's hosted several of European or UEFA Cup finals and Champions League finals, I believe. If I have a quick look through, I can tell you that the first one it hosted was in 1975 between Bayern Munich and Leeds United. Bayern Munich actually won that. After that, it held the Cup Winners' Cup, which I believe is now called the Copa Europe. It's the early season match between the winners of the Champions League and the winners of the Europa League, as they're called now. It hosted that in 1978, so 3 years later, between Anderlecht and Austria Wien. So Anderlecht, the Belgium team, and Austria Wien, I believe their Austrian team. There might be a clue in the name there. Anderlecht won 4-0. After that, it held the European Cup final, so I believe the Champions League as it's called now, in 1981, between Real Madrid and Liverpool. Liverpool won that 1-0, one of their famous victories, of course. Moving on from that, 1995, we have the Cup Winners' Cup match again, between Real Zaragoza and Arsenal. Real Zaragoza won that 2-1. And then finally the UEFA Cup final was held here in 1998, the year that France hosted the World Cup. And it was between Inter and Lazio, all Italy affair. Inter won 3-0 into Milan. As I say, it was opened in 1972, and it was seen as a modern stadium designed to bring football matches and rugby matches back to the French capital. Being of such a large stadium that it was picked as one of the stadiums to host matches at the 1984 Euro Championships, which were held in France, and the 1998 World Cup, which was held in France. I believe in the 1984 European Championships, it actually hosted the final, so at that point, it was obviously the largest stadium in France itself, whereas now I believe there are larger stadiums around. So now we come to the expansion plans. As I said already, PSG have obviously been taken over by these uber-rich Abu Dhabi owners, and they just believe that 48,500 is not big enough for a club as good as PSG, who are spending loads and loads of money and trying desperately to get themselves to the top of not just the French league but also Europe. So they're planning a huge expansion for it. It was actually set to host some matches at Euro 2016. That's the quite controversial one that's planned to be held across Europe. But they've actually held back on the expansion plans for that because they, for some reason, didn't really want it to be involved, so they've held back on that. They're still expanding it, just not quite as much as before. But apart from that, I think I'm very much nearly done. Thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to check us out on Facebook. It's facebook.com/FM Stadium Tour, or on Twitter, again the same, at FM Stadium Tour. We even have our own website, www.fmstadiumtour.com, or .com. But apart from that, thanks for watching, guys, and laters!